The United Nations office in the Gambia and the ECOWAS office in the Gambia. All of you know you have been in the Gambia. For the past 22 years, Gambians have been struggling, fighting against dictatorship. So many people lost their life. So many women were, raped. So many women were raped in the Gambia. And you are comfortably sitting in the Gambia, receiving your fat salaries and your fat allowances. Now you want to empower Adama Barrow too to become a dictator on top of Gambians. So, my advice to you all, if at all you are extorting money, from Barrow, so that you can report wrongly back to ECOWAS, you can report wrongly back to United Nations, Gambia's problem is crystal clear here. Adama Barrow is not a constitutional president. Adama Barrow is an agreement president. We voted him, for 3 years, and that 3 years must stand. At the side of, ECOWAS, you don't even send election observers, to the Gambia to observe the election because you thought that is a waste of fun. We are wasting our time. We will never and ever dislodge a dictator through a ballot box. And we've did it. And we've did it based on 3 years. All these political parties in the Gambia, all of them, they come together. 7 of them and one independent party, one independent candidate. They went through all the countries. Today, ECOWAS should be the one who should tell Adama Barrow, Gambians, they voted for you 3 years. You have to honor the 3 years. The way you push out Yaya Jammeh in the Gambia, you people, you are not fair at all. I don't know where, I am not saying, that's what is happening, but we have seen so many wars that happen in Africa. It's caused by organizations like you, United Nations, African Union, ECOWAS, because of your greedy staffs that are posted in individual countries. Gambians, we are aware of all these things. And no one from anywhere, you can come and extort money, from our president in exchange of lying to your headquarters. On Tuesday will be a D-Day in the Gambia. We are coming out in our large numbers. We will make sure that President Barrow release all the Operation 3 years Jotna detainees and President Barrow. We have to sit and discuss. This is the president who is inviting 5,000 people in the State House on the expenses of Gambian taxpayers just to discuss foolish things. 3 years is the most important thing in our political history. 3 years is the most important thing in this change that, we manage, that we manage, to happen, December 2016. 3 years is the fundamental pillar of that changes. So if anyone wants to talk about, these 3 years, you have people like Lajo sees you as a rebel because of their selfish interest, because of Europeans, you want to return Gambians, back into Gambia. Lajo is one of the most hypocrite ambassadors that has ever stepped their foot, in the Gambia. But, Lajo, you are joking. Those people in Europe, forget about it. They are not coming back to the Gambia. And now, we will put that into our program. Anytime we heard that, there are Gambians, who are returning from Europe. Not my country in UK. My country is not part of your visa system. Though we are part and we are coming out. But UK is not part of your visa system. But anytime now you are deporting any Gambian, from anywhere in Europe, we will go to the airport. We will make sure that that plane, will go back with those people back to you. Or else, that plane, we are going to burn, that plane, in the Gambia. A selfish ambassador like you, at the time, you should come and tell the truth, to the President of the Republic, Adama Barrow, the rebel leader, to tell him that, Gambians, they voted for you. 3 years, you have to honor it. But no, instead, you came with that, divisive statement with that, hypocritical statement to tell Gambians that we are not supporting anyone who want to forcefully remove Adama Barrow. Lajo, go back to our constitution and check section 25D of our constitution, whether it mentions any forceful removal of the president. Let's try to be honest to ourselves. Jammeh refused to accept those people. Why on earth Adama Barrow will accept them? Gambia, we have to come out, in our large numbers. Gambians, we have to work hard, to forget about, this budget support, this nonsense budget support we receive from the European Union. Countries are now not accepting, such, support, from the European Union. Because the moment they give you 100,000, they will take, 200,000, from you. Is that, a budget support? For 55 years now, Gambia is dependent on budget. Always we have a budget deficit in our calendar year, in our budget time every year. What is our problem? We have to come out. We have to sacrifice. We have to work for our country. We have to, say no to European Union. Leaders like, Lajo, who are selfish, who don't see the interests of, the black people. All what they know is their selfish interest. Lajo, next time, I'm coming for you. What? Because you know what I'm saying, I'm telling the truth here. So go ahead with your campaign against, Operation 3 Years Jotna. You see, what we are fighting here, we are fighting, on moral issues, not constitutional issues. This man is not a constitutional president. He's a moral president. And he must accept that. Because if not, he is not going to enjoy these last 2 years of his presidency. And at the end of the day, we are going to vote him out through election, if at all it's 2021, and we are going to send him to jail. Yeah. You know what happened in the Gambia? It will never happen in your country, Lajo. It will never. You see, we are trying to reform our country. We are trying to put in, the good democracy system in our country. Lajo, you are preventing Gambians, from that statement makes, so many Gambians, to withdraw.